I'm selling my house and I'm going back to renting. I am here to just share some things that I didn't know as a first time home buyer. I'm sure that there are other people out there who did not have home buying 101 when they were a kid. If you are considering buying your first home or you're in the process of buying your first home, I just wanted to share some things that I learned in the process and being a homeowner for the last 5 years. First, yes, there are hidden fees and hidden costs, repair, emergencies, but what they don't tell you is that taxes may increase the cost of your mortgage. They say, "Oh, your mortgage rate will never change," because I have the bank statements to prove that my mortgage rate at the day that I signed for my place to now has changed. If you're dealing with an HOA, don't. I'm not very handy when it comes to just being able to repair things around the house. So I resort to Professor Google and YouTube University to figure things out. A lot of times I just don't feel like I have the time or the mental capacity to learn how to fix and repair every little thing. Anytime something happens, that's on me. Like I want to just be able to call maintenance and be like, "Hey, whatever, my washer machine is leaking." Amenities, which if you're buying a place compared to renting, you're not going to have the same amount of amenities.
So what we see here, we starting to see a generation of people that are telling the truth about owning a home. Before, we used to say owning a home is cool, be a part of the equity, be a part of all of this. But when you own a home, you're responsible for everything. Sometimes people just want the convenience. And what we're seeing in a lot of these cases, it's better just to rent. Yes, buying a home is cool, but are you really a owner of that home if you have a mortgage? You're basically paying rent, but then you're still being responsible for everything that goes on that property. So this is why you start to see more and more videos of people saying just rent. Because think about it, you paying the mortgage, it can always be affected by the rate being changed, even though the bank said they won't change it. You got to worry about property taxes. You see, if you live in a blue state or a blue city, they can change your property taxes to more and more and more. So now your payment goes up. You don't have a set payment. There's a lot of flaws in buying a house. Oh, all of the fees that you have when you buy the house. It seems like it's that 1,000 people that get paid before you even get the house. So I only feel like this: the only way you should be able to own a home if you can buy it outright. True ownership is if you own it outright. That's what I believe. As a person that has mortgages and stuff like that, at the end of the day, somebody can still take your home if you have a mortgage. So if you want a home, if you want to own something, you have to buy it outright. Well, Marcus, I can't afford that. If I do rent and this and that, if you rent, you have convenience. Something is broke, you're not on the hook. If you own something, something broke, you have to fix it. You have to learn Google. And what does that take away from you? Time. This is why you see a lot of people say, I'd rather rent, have the convenience of renting, and then spend my time making more money. So the more money I make, I have a nest egg. And then maybe in the future, I buy a house cash. I buy a condo cash. Well, we starting to see people don't want big homes anymore. It's more responsibility, it's more maintenance, it's more things that can be broken. But I love the fact that I see more and more of these new generations of people coming in, and what they're doing is they're telling you the truth on social media. It's not easy owning a home, especially if you have a mortgage, because you have to pay that monthly payment as if you're paying rent, but you're responsible for everything else. So, which one would you rather do? Would you rather rent at a decent place, get your spot, get your money up, and then be able to buy the home or buy the place that you actually want outright so you don't have a mortgage? Or would you have a mortgage and then be house poor? I feel like probably 70 to 80% of people that own a house is house poor. That means all your money is going to that house. So you don't even have time to enjoy the things that you need to enjoy in your life. So now you're working to make your house payment. So that's why the thinking has changed. It's no longer the American dream anymore to own a house, because there's too many people coming out there and say, you know what? It's not really what it's cracked up to be.
That you would if you were in like an apartment complex where there might be a gym, there might be a pool, there might be storage, there might be bike storage. Like you're responsible for all of those things or paying for all of those things on the side outside of where you live. Another reason that doesn't really have to do with owning the home itself, but being location bound. I want to be flexible enough to be able to just move when I get opportunities in different places and I want to explore other places. I don't want to be stuck in the location that I'm in. Space with the cost of living in Seattle, especially on a single income, and I know I am not making tech money. What I can afford is not nearly the amount of space or niceness that I would like. And money can go a little bit further, even if renting and even if dealing with rising cost of rent every year. My HOA dues increase every year. Just going into 2025, for example, it increased 18%. And last, if you are a first time home buyer and you are utilizing some kind of finance program for first time buyers, will require you to take a first time home buyer class. My experience, I took a first time home buyer class. I connected with the banker or the broker who hosted that class, and they told me I was not qualified to buy a home. So I went to my real estate agent who recommended a different.
If you have to go through all these gimmicks and things to get your home or to get your down payment or to do all of these things, that basically tells you that you're not ready to own a home. If you have to jump through these hoops and do all of this to own a home, then just rent. Her whole rant is basically talking about how these fees are always going to go up, HOA, property tax, all of these things. This is what true home ownership is. You're responsible for everything. But you have a lot of people that are chasing these programs and all these things to get into a place that they can't afford. And then you have the foreclosures, and then it's just a cycle that happens over and over again. The only person that wins, truly, when you're financing a home is the bank. The bank is always going to win because they gave you the money and they're collecting interest on your loan amount. Probably for, it's mostly interest, probably the first, what, 10 years, they say. So you're not really even digging into your equity until year 20 or year 10 or 11. So if you're trying to be flexible, if you're trying to move around, if you're trying to, make sure you want convenience over ownership or equity, fake equity that everybody's pushing, I would definitely say home ownership is not the way. And this is what you're starting to see from the younger generation. They're smarter. They start to see that, you know what, I don't want to own a home. I just want to rent. I want somebody to take care of it. I want somebody to fix it. I don't want to be responsible for HOA, taxes, all of that. I'll just pay your rent. But you'll still have the people, because they comment on my other posts about this. They say, well, you're part of the equity. Well, how much is the equity? How much really is the equity if you have to pay for everything? How much really is the equity if you have to pay? It only makes sense. The equity only makes sense for the boomers, right? They bought the house for 50K. Now it's worth a million. That's great equity. But houses aren't $50,000 anymore. For a good house in California, you're looking at $800,000 minimum in a solid neighborhood. So is this $800,000 going to jump to 3 million in 20 years? Absolutely not. But that's the thing you got to understand. You got to understand what neighborhood you live in. Is it really going to be worth the equity, or are you going to be living there for 20 years and you only got a $200,000 equity before you calculate all the taxes and stuff that you actually paid? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Tap in also to the No Filter Morning Show, Monday through Friday. It's 10:21 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tap in. I appreciate you guys. I'm out.